Twitter has a new owner, and he's arguably one of the greatest inventors of our time. He's building tunnels, creating cars that'll save the planet, blasting people and payloads off into space, with the ultimate goal of creating a civilized society on Mars. So why does he want to own the social media platform? A platform that's been going downhill the last couple of years. Over the last few months, I'm sure you've heard nothing but Elon Musk and this looming takeover of Twitter. So what's the real reason behind Elon Musk buying Twitter? Is it because he wants to flood your news feeds with Tesla advertisements? Or rid the internet of negative comments about him? Absolutely not. So let's dive deeper into the events leading up to the real and only reason Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter. Twitter has had a rough couple of years, suffering from slow user growth and lackluster revenue performance, but they are still trying to turn things around. They've been building out new features on the platform, such as Twitter Blue, which is a subscription that buys users access to additional features, like an undo button for instance. And Twitter Spaces, which is where you can have live audio conversations, which actually gained a lot of popularity months following its release. So Twitter is starting to gain momentum. They're investing in their platform and its users, but there are still issues that's holding Twitter back. And the issue that ultimately led to the takeover was censorship. Censorship has been a very controversial topic in recent years, especially here in the United States. People like Joe Rogan and many others has been the main topic of discussion on this issue. But many people believe that the censorship we see today has become more about shutting down opposing beliefs and opinions rather than protecting them. Twitter has been devoted in curbing hate speech, harassment, and misinformation on the platform. And over the last few years, Twitter has had an entire team whose job was to seek out nothing but harmful content and users spreading misinformation. And Twitter showed how serious they took this when they suspended the President of the United States following the insurrection at the Capitol. This would spark a huge debate on freedom of speech and censorship, which led to Twitter being regularly accused of silencing individuals that was just exercising their First Amendment right. While Twitter's misinformation rules are designed to protect users, they could pose some serious ethical issues when it comes to free speech and who decides what information is misinformation. And while this debate about censorship is going on, someone is being pretty active on Twitter. And over the last year, Elon made headlines almost every single time he tweeted about something. And he's also very influential on Twitter. So much so that he once tweeted this about Dogecoin, and the coin went up by 50%, and there are many other situations like this. One thing is for certain, Elon is a huge advocate of the platform, but he also sees the flaws in his system. Now, Elon has spoken openly about his disagreements with Twitter's approach on censorship, and these tweets regarding censorship started to sound a lot more serious. So when he posted this, it alarmed many people. Then, it happened. And after many back and forth with Twitter's board, Elon purchased Twitter for $44 billion, now making Twitter a private company. And going private gives Elon the ability to work on Twitter's problems long term. Because when you're a public company, you're dealing with very short-term goals to appease investors, which prohibits companies from focusing on the long-term success of the business. So what are the problems on Elon's checklist? One of them is the edit feature, which is something many people thought would never happen. But this is something people of Twitter obviously want. An open source algorithm gives users the ability to understand how Twitter actually works and be informed of any changes being made. This will help spot the flaws in Twitter's code and boost the security on the platform. There's a massive issue with bots on Twitter, and these bots aren't harmless. Cybercriminals use them to steal your information, and they are everywhere and are one of the main negatives of Twitter. These bots, which is an army of fake accounts that has invaded the social media website, can actually pose a serious risk for users, and something Elon Musk wants to tackle. But Elon's first priority: censorship. Elon opposes most efforts to ban or moderate content on Twitter that goes beyond what the law does to regulate speech. And Elon knows that this process won't be easy. Now, Elon regularly mentions that this deal is motivated by an attempt to create a healthy democracy like the United States, but a troll and misinformation-free version of it.
It's important to the function of democracy. It's important to the function of the United States as a free country and many other countries, and to help freedom in the world.
So we will see how this plays out and what this new version of Twitter will look like. Will Elon Musk hold up his end of the deal? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.